Hey guys, we are back. Heartbreakers. How is everyone? Elsa, how are you doing?
Wonderful.
Oh,
Yes.
I love it. Good.
Yes,
I always
yes.
like to hear you're wonderful. And we have an amazing guest with us today, Madisyn Shipman. She's known for playing Kenzie on Nickelodeon's Game Shakers and most recently seen in Fox's Call Me Kat. She's also an amazing musician with her two latest singles, I Like Your Dad and Bitch Boy. She also just, I love Bitch Boy. She also just joined Playboy Centerfold, and we'll talk more about that later. How are you, Madisyn?
I am absolutely amazing. Happy to be here. How are you?
I am good because you're sitting across from me and you have that energy that's just like even, it's contagious.
Well,
Super girly, super feminine. You have like that's good to have, like, have really feminine, positive energy, light energy.
She's basically
I feel
us.
like you bring that out of me too, because the first time I met you, I was like, this is like the big sister I never had.
Yes,
like,
I want to
love
guide
this.
you. I want to guide you. Any questions that you have or need to know, because you're so young, I just want you to make sure that you miss certain things that are just not necessary for you to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some
100%.
lessons are just not necessary.
Women
for
supporting women.
Yes.
See, it really does happen.
It does
It's not
It
just
does
a boys'
more
club.
and more now than ever too, because I feel like women are really coming together for sure. Because you said you were 20, right?
Yeah.
You can't even drink.
No.
So
Not
what do
legally.
you do?
But
Like,
we know you
what?
do.
How do you?
Yeah,
right. Like, what do you? Do you go to places that are
I don't
21?
like clubbing.
Okay.
I mean, I never really got into that phase. I had a crazy partying phase whenever I was like 16. I went to a
Wow.
regular high school. Been homeschooled for pretty much all of my life. And after the show ended, I was like, oh, I want to be a regular high schooler. I'm going to go. It's going to be like Glee and High School Musical. People are going to be dancing down the hallways and laughing and everyone loves everyone. Yeah, that was not the case at all.
They hated you?
Oh, I was bullied relentlessly.
Really? I'm
And
sorry
it
to
was
hear that.
such an awful experience, but I'm very grateful for it looking back, just because it has taught me so much.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much that people don't really talk about, especially whenever you are a child actor and that's your whole life.
Yeah.
Going to living a normal life, it's just not practical. You have no way to make it in the real world once you come from that.
What was the hardest thing that you had to get used to? That
I
guess-
would say the catty behavior from the girls.
really.
That was one
it
of
was
the hardest
shocking for
things.
you.
Very
it really
shocking.
Was.
Was it all girls that were the cattiest?
I mean, there were definitely some guys that went around spreading rumors
That
but,
couldn't have you or something, right? Yeah.
That's going to be anywhere you go.
Yeah.
People are always going to find something to hate on or something to find wrong in each situation. But it's all about keeping a good mindset. And I'm very grateful for
Yeah.
my family throughout that whole experience. They were right by my side. And a lot of the times I would come home crying from school because I was so distraught and felt like I had no one to talk to. I couldn't make any friends and I tried so hard. But
Mhm.
I finally got to the place at the end of the year where I was like, this doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah.
these people are in my life for right now. They're not going to be in my life for the long
You're
term.
just more mature. I was severely bullied too. I graduated at 15 and a half over it because it was so tough for me. And it actually made me very suicidal. And I remember at one point I was looking at my mom and I was just crying. And she literally looked at me and she was like, my daughter's going to kill herself if I don't help her. Like they would beat me up every single day. And there's not enough awareness for how much it really does traumatize the brain, especially that young, to be
does.
bullied that rough.
Kids
So
are horrible.
they're horrible.
Kids are
Like,
so
kids-
mean. So mean.
And
I was
teachers will be
suicidal.
in on
I
it.
was so depressed. And
Yep.
my mom even went to the office and was like, this needs to stop.
They
You have a
love that,
zero
though.
tolerance policy. How is this
Mhm.
okay? Didn't do anything. If anything, it made it worse.
Because the teachers are in on it. I
Don't you
swear
think the
they
teachers
are.
get influenced by the cool kids as
Yes, they
well?
do.
Isn't it
And I'm
weird?
like,
The
what is
teachers
going
can
on?
be like a little bit nerdy and they're like, if the cool kid is like, they can manipulate the teacher for sure.
I think you kind of, and I know there's going to be a lot of teachers that are going to hate on me for saying this, but I think a lot of teachers actually, I think you have to be kind of weird to want to go back to high school and be in that environment and tolerate that environment again. I know it was traumatizing for the both of us, but I would never go back. I think
Never.
you're kind of weird if you want to like engage with teenagers and influence like stuff like that. Like
I feel
you're
the
so
same way
weird.
about it. If anyone cares, I was also bullied.
Oh, were you? Were you?
No.
Was it?
I'm just kidding. I'm trying to make light of it. That's what I do.
Okay.
But I mean, I was a gay kid that sounded
Yeah.
gay. And at that point, because I
It
am
sounded gay, yeah.
29. No, I'm just kidding. I'm 35. And like, so it was still the 90s, which was like, it was right on the cusp of it. Like there was no male kiss even on TV by then.
Yeah.
So like it was still very, I don't know, it just made me feel horrible. And there was never a day that I went to school a complete week because I would just always, my mom would be like, go
So
shopping
that's
with me.
that's very severe. That's
She
very
made me gay because she was always making me go shopping and go to
Do
the
you
nail
feel like
salon.
that?
But like, yeah, but that was like, it's the parents though. Like, I mean, that's why children are born perfect and then they are influenced by what they're around. So like
Yes.
having these parents
And some parents don't
not
care.
teach
No.
that, it infiltrates their minds and then they start bullying because of whatever they've got going at home. So like a little bit of compassion for them, but at the same time,
Hell
children
no.
are horrible.
I mean, at
and
the same time, like hurt people, but
Yeah.
people know right from wrong, and
Especially
it's just so
adults.
sad. Yeah, exactly.
Well, you know what the thing is though, they end up not being like, because they're not okay and they hurt people, and then you guys end up being the most fucked
Successful.
over, but then you're the most resilient, which means then you're able to push through. Like if you
Yes.
can get through that at a young age and not be fucked up and then just decide to like live a muted life and just like be a wallflower, it usually means that you guys get to be like the success and be like, fuck you guys to living in that little shit town, bullying
never
people,
get
like
out.
good for you.
yeah.
If only you could know that then, but it sounds like you're very mature for your
Well, thank
age.
you.
Yes, you
I don't-
are.
Is that a compliment or is that still like when I say for your age? Like, is it?
I take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very grateful for the
Mm.
mindset that I have
Mm.
instilled in myself. And I attribute a lot of it to the fact that I'm super into personal development and just making sure that each day I work towards being a better version of myself.
Mhm.
I know that I will never be perfect, but I am trying so hard to make sure that it's even an ounce better than I was yesterday.
Wow.
That's good.
That's hard at 20. I was getting fucked up in like Dubai.
Oh, I've never been to Dubai,
Oh.
so
I was getting,
maybe it'll
like,
change.
fucked up and like crawling
time.
back to the airport, throwing
Oh
up
my
on
God.
myself. So I wish I was.
Yeah, but even to get to the
20.
place where you like are able to look at it from like a perspective where you can be like, those were experiences that I actually learned from, and it's not just being stuck in that. I think at any age, as long as you've developed your maturity eventually, I mean,
Mhm.
all of those experiences kind of made sense. Like, I wish I got a lot of the things earlier in life, but I just wasn't ready to get that yet. And
Yeah.
now I'm going to have the best next 10 years of my life is because I have had so much bad experience with all different things that I've done that have been bad for me. But as long as I'm not still doing them, then that's the graduation into that
Exactly.
next like really cool place. And now, yeah, you can kind of just see a little bit better.
That's what I feel about my sister's been with her boyfriend for like since they've been like 14.
Oh my gosh.
And my mom always says, yours just hasn't come yet. You know, like yours just came early and that's
Yeah.
okay. Like you're just not ready for a good guy yet. And I kind of thought about it. I like not ready for a nice guy. I don't,
Everything happens in the right time.
yeah.
And I mean, going back to what you were saying, you have to have a breakdown to have a breakthrough.
Mm.
That's
Mm.
been something that stuck with me for so
What books
long.
are
You have, to,
reading?
you have to have a
I-
breakdown to have a breakthrough is kind of true.
Yeah.
I love
It's
all
kind
of like my motivation
Yeah.
books. The biggest one that I highly recommend right now is oh my God, what is the name of it? It's by a doctor, and shoot, what is the name of it?
You'll remember.
A good book while you're trying to think of it is
Oh
In
my God,
Sheep's
it, like-
Clothing.
Sheep's Clothing?
In Sheep's Clothing is a
Okay.
really good book, and it's how to learn to manipulate.
Ooh.
It's how to learn to manipulate back. It's how to understand a manipulator, and if you're around a manipulator, and how to actually manipulate one back.
Do you guys just go straight
In
to the
sheep's
self-help
clothing.
section when you're in a bookstore?
Yeah.
Like that's I've never read a book that was about
I just love
anything.
to go in and smell
like-
the books.
Oh,
you
you
ever
like
go
the
into
smell
a
of books?
bookstore
I love
and
the
it
smell of a
smells
new
so
book.
You're a
Yeah.
freak. That stinks like shit.
No, it smells so
It
good.
smells
It's
good.
a certain smell.
Oh my god.
It's like gasoline. People like hate the smell of gasoline. I love it.
Oh no,
Books
I
smell
love
like
it.
snails.
I just walked past some
Snails?
Yeah,
Ew,
What
yeah,
smells
like
are you
snail smell.
sniffing?
Like, have you ever been to Bali or like somewhere where there's
You're
snails?
sick for that. You're sick for that.
No, I
You're
step on them accidentally in the morning with Moo because there's a lot of them. Okay, anyway. Yeah, self-help. That's all I care about because I was like, why am I going to read imaginary stories when I can watch a movie?
Hell
but if
no.
I'm reading a book, it's like meditating in somebody else's thoughts and you get helped by it.
Mhm.
So I'm all about that. But that's
I remember the name of the book.
okay, tell me.
The Gap and the Gain.
The
Highly
Gap
recommend it.
Again.
Okay.
It's all about being the best version of yourself. And there's a story about he was like one of the fast skiers in the Olympics, and how he was in his last race and it was either make or break. Like he was either going to finish his career and it was going to be a good hurrah, or it was going to be a nightmare. He was doing his races. He had 3 races. The first one was a nightmare. Did not do good at all. Didn't even place. The second one, he was trying, could not do anything. So finally the last race comes and he's like, you know what? I'm going to go out of gratitude and just appreciate all of my coaches that have gotten me to this place. Talk about like the little kid that grew up wanting to do this sport. And he operated out of his sense of gratitude and won the race. So he finished with a huge hurrah. And that's something that stuck with me, because if you operate out of gratitude, so many things are going to go so much better.
Well, because then
So
you
much better.
align vibrationally and you can have those moments. What do they call it when, flow state. When athletes go into flow state and they're able to do like beyond what their body could naturally do, is because like they're so hyper focused, everything closes off and you're just kind of in line with the universe. So it'll push whatever you're actually doing. But an attitude of gratitude is a great one to get you
Or
into that
mindset.
state. They say that grateful people don't like abuse drugs or drink. Like if you're grateful all
There's
the time.
a saying
Oh.
'Cause
that there's this thing that I love to say in my head when I'm like feeling really overwhelmed and upset, or like there's somebody around me, and it's I'm endlessly good, so good will come to me in endless ways.
Ooh.
So I constantly say that to myself when I'm feeling like a presence of somebody or something. I just tell myself, I'm endlessly good, so good will come to me in endless ways. And if you're always good,
I love that.
yeah,
You know-
super quick, easy to remember, kind of like really picks you up.
Elsa
And a
writes
nice
on the
little
mirror
like
in-
affirmation.
Yes, quick affirmation.
I like Elsa. She writes on the mirror in the morning like positive things about herself. So she
I
get her
do.
lipstick out and be like, "You look beautiful."
He
today,"
always
or-
says lipstick.
Yeah.
It's a dry erase marker.
Yeah, but I'm imagining because
he
I'm gay,
always
so I
says
have to imagine it a little
lipstick.
bit
Yeah,
fancy.
and then
than
I
that.
kiss it,
A
and
dry
then
erase.
I look at myself,
And she's
and
wearing
you're
a
like, oh my
hula
God.
skirt and one of those little like flower crowns. Like that's how I imagine that you get ready in the morning.
You know what you should do?
What?
Is stay away from guys. That's what. That's my
really
one
what
piece
I'm
of
learning.
advice.
I'm like, I am at a place in my life where I am so focused on being the best version of me,
Mhm.
and I don't want to be dragged down by negativity.
what kind of guys do you like?
Bad ones. You
I
all
mean,
do.
I'm getting better. I really am getting better, but in the past, it's mostly been guys that are completely out of it, in the sense of they don't have the same relationship goals as me. So now I'm getting to a place where in the very beginning, I'm like, what are your relationship goals? What are you expecting out of this? And what do you want? Because at the end of the day, someone can say something to your face and then pull back on it
Yeah,
2 seconds later.
Of course.
So right now I'm really just focusing on, if I am going to go out with someone, they need to have the same relationship goals as me.
What kind of looks do you like?
I'm not
One.
necessarily focused on looks.
Okay.
The biggest thing is they have to be over 6 foot tall because my kids need a chance. I'm under 5 foot. So
That's interesting. So it has to be a tall guy,
has to be a
And-
tall guy.
and
they have to be funny.
be funny, but not necessarily like you don't like blondes, or that doesn't matter.
No,
Just
I
has
don't
to
By
be
the way,
tall.
short guys are a little bit difficult. I was married to one for a long time.
Oh, you were
They're
married?
mean.
Yes, I was.
They're
I was
mean.
married-
Cool about
I was
this.
married for
Okay.
7 years. We're friends now, but like I've just noticed there is an energy. Let's not tell Josh. There is an energy in the room when people guys are a little
You're
bit
so
shorter,
fucked
they
up.
have to like. I know, I'm so fucked for that. He doesn't watch our podcast.
Oh, good.
Listen, how do you watch a podcast? Both of them. Okay, so yeah, they just have something to make up for because like poor short guys, right?
I know,
So, I'm gonna get so much hate for this. I wish I didn't say that.
I just now realized yesterday in therapy that I am going to prioritize what I like in a guy physically, because I never prioritized it before, and I think it's actually fucked up my relationships, not understanding what type of guy I like and what I'm attracted to,
Yeah.
and only sticking to that. And my therapist is like, why are you not prioritizing that? Why wouldn't you want somebody good looking? And I'm like, yeah, why I just settle for people
can't
I'm not
settle.
attracted to. For what reason? Because they're a nice person, but I
Do you
can
want them
have
to be
it all.
obsessed with you, like, and you're the one that you know is because maybe like there's a. And
I
I'm
would just
like,
want
playing with this
healthy.
theory.
I want somebody that's
Yeah.
same look wise as me, same career wise, like same finance. I want it to be equal in
Well,
every
you're
single
growing
way.
up. There's that stage that you get to. Like I feel like that now too. I want someone that's an equal, not someone that supports me,
No.
not me supporting them. It just wouldn't be attractive to me. What would be nice is to be complementary, not
Yes.
supplementary. Whereas
Yes.
at certain points of our lives, we've needed like reassurance with someone telling us we look great, so we'll find
Yeah.
someone that's not as good looking, and they
Right.
can like boost up our confidence. Or we don't have money, and we're like, okay, let's find someone that's already figured that part of life out. They
Yeah.
have that. But now I'm like,
I just want sexy. I just want a sexy guy.
I just want a
Because they
big
cause me
dick.
problems anyway, so I just want sexy.
I want like an actual superhero. I'm like,
Me too.
Okay,
what I want.
we have unrealistic goals. We are going to stay single forever. Are you dating anyone at the moment?
Well,
Be honest.
okay.
Is it going to change
Is it
by
a
the
few
time
people?
this comes out? Because if it's going to change
Probably
by the time
not.
this
I mean,
comes out, it's a no.
This has
Else
been
is
going
what?
on for a year and a half. I don't know what we are. It's kind of just
A
like
year and a half?
A year and a half. I mean, it's
Oh,
kind of just
shit.
whatever is meant to happen will happen. I mean,
Very
I'm just
open.
riding the wave. That's probably the best way to
He's
put
an
it.
athlete.
He's an athlete. And I love him as a person. That doesn't mean that I'm in love with him,
Yeah.
but I do love him. I think that
You
he
guys
is a
say I
wonderful-
love you?
No.
Okay.
In a
Because-
year and a half, you haven't said it. I say it when I don't even mean it. 'Cause
Oh, no. I'm
I know.
like very,
fun.
very intentional
I-
with it.
I
Very
say
intentional.
it too because they force you to say it.
It's like my
they look
kink.
you in the eyes
No,
and they're like,
I'm
"I
turned
love
on
you," and
by
then they're
it.
on top of you,
Yeah.
and you're like,
No, because what
Like,
do you
oh my
do?
God,
Do it
choked.
again.
Yeah, do that again. I
Choked
need to
and
see that.
Well, I just remember a specific time where I was getting choked, and the guy was like, "I love you," and I was like, and he's like, "Say it back," and I was like, "No."
And he's like squeezing you
Yes,
harder,
and
like,
I was like,
say it.
I was like, "Okay, I love you."
No, that's
Yeah, no.
torturous. I love you. Like mine is more like let's live in a fantasy land for a second. We just met, but like let's be in love. Oh, I sound like a loser.
Yeah, that's super loser.
I just heard how that sounded, but that is my kink. And what other people have weird
That is
shit
a
that they
kink.
like.
It's your
Yeah.
kink.
Oh god.
What's your kink? You have a kink, like something
Yeah.
you really like, or a fetish,
I'm
or
trying to think.
It can be really.
it could be
open,
something
like-
simple too, like
be like
you
someone
love
making
missionary.
breakfast. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
or okay.
No, I love to serve.
Missionary.
I love to serve. So I'm
Serve?
like,
Okay.
I want
Giver.
to like give. And it doesn't need to be reciprocated because
Wow, you're gonna get married quick if you're like that.
I'm so ready
because
to get married. So ready.
Okay, well,
How many times?
that's
Once.
boring.
boring.
I know. You'll get addicted to it.
Yeah.
I'm
See,
like
that's your
so
kink.
excited for that point in my life.
No, I figured out what my kink is.
What's your kink?
Athletes. I actually
love
have,
being an
I
athlete.
actually
figured that
have.
out.
I actually have it's actually a fetish for me. I actually literally fetishize.
Is it because
them.
they have tight bodies? Because they're always
Because they have
looking
tight bodies, they're tall, and they're so fucked up.
out. And
I
they
don't
have
to-
much brain. Like so they're just like what's a sex doll?
I didn't say it. I didn't say they have. You know,
they have
but
money too. But like,
we can't even. Oh.
I want a big dummy. Like someone was telling me the other day about like, do you know who Ryan Lochte is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like a big dummy. Or Gronk, you know that guy
Oh,
Gronk,
yeah,
whatever. He's so dumb and big and just like he's just
He
so
looks like a big teddy bear.
yeah, exactly.
I don't even know who you guys are talking about.
Ron Gronkowski?
Mm-mm.
He's a football player.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm very specific.
I like baseball.
Baseball, yeah, that's cute
They've
for
got
you.
good butts.
Really?
Oh yeah, I like those uniforms.
Oh,
yeah.
me too. They're so tight. They hug
Yeah.
everything. And
See,
you're
I
like,
can wear that. I got a
don't-
sweaty ass.
You know what I
so
want them
you'd
to
know
do
straight
is
away.
bring back the short shorts with basketball. You know they used to wear short shorts.
They're too long
They're
and
the
like.
dick slip out.
I
Okay,
know.
sorry, this is getting really gross. But like seriously, if they do like the good ones, dick slip out. Just saying.
They do.
Dick slip.
They have to wear
Yeah.
those tights.
Yeah.
They have to wear those.
Exactly.
Yeah, they
Exactly.
do.
Yeah.
I like to sit front row. And one time my sister was like, "Why are they always picking at their dicks?" I was like,
They don't want them falling out.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone noticed Instagram lately? Like guys' dicks are getting bigger on Instagram. Like
I
they're
think they're
so
editing
big.
that
so-
because there's
No,
no
but like
way.
now there's guys doing handstands in like soft shorts and their dicks, like even people write in the comment section, like that's a plastic one or whatever. But like
Maybe they are
their
putting
dicks seem so
clip-on
much
dicks.
bigger lately. I'm like, are we evolving as a species because everyone's just
No
fucking
way,
all the
'cause
time?
I'm
They're
not
probably
having
using
this-
like a penis pump or something.
Yeah, and then
And
flipping
then
upside
doing
down.
it because
It gets attention. Like I'll follow anyone who has like a big dick that's like flopping around.
I know.
Even if
I
they
got
got a
on. I
horrible
got on
face.
your likes
Oh,
before
yeah.
that one time. Yeah, I know.
No, Heartbreakers Instagram, Elsa
Yeah.
was on there and looking at
It
the
was all
explore
big
page,
dicks
and she's
and-
like, "Well, you can tell who's on here the most.
Yeah.
It's all men and torsos."
Yep.
What else would I be?
I don't
looking for
think
on
dicks are
Instagram?
getting bigger though because I'm not having.
Mm.
I'm not like.
see,
I'm not having a problem
like,
with finding too many.
Mm.
I haven't had a bunch of
So-
sexual experiences. So
Oh, really?
No, I'm like a complete newbie in everything. So I'm kind
Really?
of just exploring as I go.
So you haven't had many partners?
No. I've
How many?
had 3.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm like a baby.
You should keep that. You should like.
Oh,
you
I
should
take pride in it.
You
I'm
should
like,
keep
oh,
that
I'm
as like a. I don't know. Yeah, because that not many people are like that.
Mm-mm.
That's a good thing.
That's
It's
probably why.
definitely,
Yeah. That is a good thing, and with someone a
I
year and a
feel like-
half too. But you are 20, so
I'm 20. Also, I just like, for me, sex, and maybe this is different for other people, but for me, I feel like there's a string tying my heart and my vagina together.
yeah,
So I can't have sex with someone and not keep it casual.
yeah, of
Like
course.
I can't. I have to have something else going on because there's no way that I can't fall in love with someone if I'm having sex with them.
Really?
And I've learned that. Like,
That's good that
it's
you
just-
know that.
Mhm.
James is the same, right?
I am the same. I just don't, because especially the gay community, like I look at a lot of and it's a great thing for them. Like I just sometimes feel like, oh, I'm a bad gay because like there's so much that I could be doing, and I'm not like the ugliest
God, the
person.
fucking fly flew in my eye.
We're outside,
Sorry.
flies are hitting Elsa. Oh, flies in LA. Okay, so yeah, I am just like not attracted to that because then I think that they're just like doing it like rabbits all day that day with like, because guys are the worst. Like, so there'll be, if I'm sleeping with someone casually that wants to have sex with me casually, I'm like, no, they've been fucking like 8 other people that day. So I'm just like not that into it. Plus I have all these hang-ups, like insecurities where I want to be able to like at least trick them into thinking that I'm a really good person with a
You
great
are a good
personality.
person.
What are you
But
talking
then
about?
if I'm a Dudley, then it won't matter so much. I can just lay there like a
I know you just are
starfish.
so against sex. You really are.
What?
You're just so against having sex.
It's disgusting. It's dirty, and I hate it. I'm just
That's
kidding.
okay.
I don't really. I don't know. I'm not that bad.
you
I'm
don't
not
have
that
to.
bad.
People, there's
No.
some people that are asexual. Seriously,
No,
like
I'm not
genuinely don't.
asexual. I just think I do have a bit of a low sex drive. Like when
Mhm.
I used to joke that like my husband could cheat on me because I'm like, one woman's
You
night
love
on
sex.
is another one's night off. Come
Yeah.
on, do your thing.
Like, go do your thing.
I hope he's cheating. Just don't wake me
I've
up in the
been
morning.
in situations like that where I'm like, I just know they're out fucking around. I just act oblivious to it because it's just easier to act
We're
oblivious.
giving everyone the
and
worst advice
having a
today.
night.
Let's just maintain that
I
we
know,
are
I know,
not an
I know. We
advice
need to get
show.
back
We
on
give a
You're not
track.
specific
therapists.
take
Don't listen to
on
us.
We need to get back on
relationships,
track. I
but
need
we
to
are not an
influence. Good,
advisory board for the relationship
I
committee.
need to influence positive. Ooh, this is actually, I think we actually have questions about cheating.
Ooh.
Always.
Oh,
My
yes.
boyfriend says masturbating is cheating. What do you think?
I don't
Not.
agree with that. I don't agree with that. I mean,
In what world?
I feel like, yes, if you have a healthy sex life, then that shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
But it's not cheating. I mean,
No, what the fuck?
I know for women, most guys don't know how to please us. Like,
So you
I
have
mean,
to
it's just-
masturbate
it is what
after.
it is.
Everybody
mean-
finishes themselves off in the end. I mean, most of the time,
Yeah.
right?
It's so much easier for a guy to have gratification. Whereas with a woman, it's a lot more complicated because we have to have so many different ways of stimulation in order to reach our peak.
I call it the pump and dump.
Pump it up.
Pump and dump.
Pump and
Where they
dump.
just pump and dump it. And then that's it.
And then they're done.
Yes.
Yeah.
The pump and dump.
That is like the one good thing about this guy. He is wonderful. Like, knows exactly how to please me, is so constantly like making sure that I'm satisfied before it's even talked about with him.
So you don't want to date him. You're not going to ask him.
Well, I would date him.
It
But
just
I'm
hasn't
riding
been.
the wave. I
Yeah.
mean, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. If not, it
You
is
should
what
see.
it is.
You should see my psychic.
Oh,
I always
wow.
force
You're
my
like
pushing on
psychic
your
on him.
witchcraft again.
I'll gladly
It's
go
not
to psychic. I've never
witchcraft. It's not
She's actually
witchcraft.
on, like,
She's pretty
yeah.
on. She's pretty on to the point where she's almost like damn near saved my life a few times. with
love that.
with
Hey, put me
really
in contact.
yeah,
I'll
she's
gladly
and
do
she's
it.
easy. You just FaceTime her. You could ask her any question. You can really. So I've even used it. I won't do this anymore. I promise myself. But I've even used it to kind of ask what a guy's thinking or where he's going in life, so I can manipulate a little bit and come in and like.
And she knows this?
Yeah, she helps me.
That's
I thought
black
about having her
magic,
here.
and
I've
you are
been
using
begging her to
witchcraft
get
for
on-
Bad.
Oh, that's another thing that I'm not supporting anymore. Don't use.
Black magic.
Don't. It's not black magic. Black magic is casting magic negatively on somebody.
Is this really a
I'm
PSA?
like a big person in like manifestation and
Yeah,
like
so
that
is
kind
she.
of thing.
She's just all about manifesting positive. She's the one that gave me the I'm endlessly good and
Oh.
it comes to me in endless ways. Like she gives me all those little things. She's a very positive lady. I wanted her to be on here. She just is always booked up and
Yeah, she needs to be on here.
she doesn't. Sometimes she doesn't want to out me in front of people because she knows
need
things.
her She knows on.
everything.
So I've even lied to her and she's like, "That's not true." And she'll like literally be like, "No, you know that, whatever." And I'm like, "Wow, okay, I can't lie to you."
Oh my God.
Yeah, see her. She's great.
Okay.
I want James to see her too.
Let's
No,
go. We can have like a little
thanks.
couple.
Yes. I'm gonna force it on you.
Okay, fine. She can call out all my bullshit. Okay, so I love this question. This is from Anonymous, I guess. I recently had a threesome with my girlfriend and another guy. We're all on the same page about everything, and none of us, as far as I know, identify as gay or bi, but the guy did something to me that unexpectedly turned me on. He finished me with his hand while going down on my girlfriend. I feel a lot of conflicting things, but primarily I liked it. What does this mean? Hot.
I love that shit. So
That
You
is
know I
so
love
hot.
that.
So he was like, and
I think that I like that. I would be like oddly okay with my significant other just one time dabbling,
Yeah.
just to try it out. It doesn't bother me.
No, I don't think it matters. I mean, I think in his situation,
Shocked him.
it shocked him, but I
Yeah.
think he needs to explore his sexuality.
Yeah.
Yes,
or not.
Madison.
Or
Or
just
not.
or
Like,
yes.
figure out
no,
what
because
you
this
like.
guy, it's his girlfriend. They're there together, and because
Do it
what you liked
together.
it, the whole point of it was that you would
You
like
enjoyed it.
The only thing stopping you from liking it is the fact that it might be a little bi or something, and that's probably. I mean, yeah, if you
Don't
don't
put a label on
yeah.
it.
I mean, you're not even seeking out guys. Like, it just happened and it's a thing.
I think doing it as a couple too, having it as
Would you
an
say it's
experience-
bisexual to enjoy it? Or
Honestly, one time I don't, but
Yeah.
I feel like if it was bi, it would be
consistent.
a multiple thing.
Yeah, it would be a consistent thing. But
let
you
us
know,
know
I'm
if you
very,
do it again.
I don't even.
Yeah.
I don't
and
even
in detail, like a lot more detail.
Yeah, we want to know everything.
Yes, a play-by-play, please.
I wish there was a name on it so I could DM him. Okay, sorry.
Should we? Oh, this is a good one.
Is it the-
You know which
Oh,
one
I'm
I'm
about
gonna
to hear
pick.
it.
Which one am I gonna pick?
I just get too excited.
My girlfriend wants me to pee on her,
Yes.
but I don't know if I'm comfortable with it. Is it weird if I pee on my girlfriend? Part of me is scared because then, like, I always have this image of my girlfriend as someone or something I've peed on. What do you think?
Well,
Madison and I
How
hate
can I
it.
think of
okay, my
this
whole
is
thing
my
like,
specialty. How can I please, or how can I think of pee as a sexy way, not just as pee?
I leave my bathroom duties in the bathroom. I know that like some people enjoy that, and I've definitely learned this from Playboy in the sense of so many people have so many fetishes
Yeah,
and
that you
different
never heard
kinks
of.
that turn them on.
Let's
So
not
to
yuck
each their
someone's
own.
yum.
Exactly.
But yuck for me, but it's
I
someone
would never
else's
do
yum. Yeah.
Personally.
Although, okay, so
It's my
Elsa-
yum.
okay, so Elsa doesn't mind this.
I
Actually,
don't.
I'd like
It's
to
my
yeah.
favorite fetish.
Oh, really?
do you
Now
like
my
peeing on
favorite?
someone or do you like being
Both.
peed on?
Both.
Okay, so
It
now
has to. It is actually. You have to be in to pee to be with me. You cannot. I don't. It's a non-negotiable.
So how
for
does
me.
this work? Like,
I'll just have them pee inside of me, like during sex, or I'll pee on them, or they'll pee on me.
it's very common.
it's very
Like,
common.
a
yeah,
really
I mean,
common-
people do it all the
but
time,
So
but
for
like,
this guy asking though, so like, what is
Yes.
the kink? Like, what's the turn on? Is it like a submissive thing? I know you probably answered this before, but I think because you know. Okay, so
Okay,
what's the
so I'll
feeling?
answer it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's he's asking how can you think of pee not. And he wants to think of it in a sexy way. If he's just, you can't force a fetish on someone.
Yeah.
If you're not into it, you're not into it.
Yeah.
There's no way of, especially something like that. There's no way of convincing somebody that they could be into it. Like it's just, and especially when it comes to bodily fluids, like that's very hard to convince someone.
But where's the compromise though? Like,
For me, there would have to be a compromise. I've been with
what
people
would be the
where
compromise in your eyes?
I would
Warm tea.
leave them over it. Because I've been with people where I was with one guy, had him pee in my mouth, and he cried after and said it was too degrading. And he felt very bad that he did it, and it was so degrading. He felt so like he was degrading me so badly. I was like, this is not going to ever work because you have to get past that. Because that is, and for me, I do kind of like it almost in like a dominant way. So
Okay.
if you can't be dominant, I find it sexy. You can't force it to be sexy. You just can't.
what does pee taste like?
It's a very
sorry.
distinct taste.
yeah, like
Very distinct. And it also depends on what they've drank.
See, I'm so turned off by that, but like I'm not
It's
saying
very
that
yeah,
there's
no, like
but,
no
I'm-
fetish,
Yeah.
like
It's a
shaming or
very-
whatever.
to me,
very distinct. And I've
yeah.
always had it. Even like
I don't even
growing
like
up
getting a
as
bit
a
of pee on
teen,
my
I've
own.
always had a pee fetish. It's always like just been in
Really?
my brain. It's not something that like it's just always been there. I've always been turned
Yeah.
on by it. It's interesting.
It's like a gay straight thing. You're either born
Mhm.
with it or
Yeah.
you're not. Or like you're into that or you're not. It's like some straight guy that's super straight is not going to want anything to do with you.
I think it takes someone too that you're really into and really attracted to introduce different fetishes also. Like if you were with someone that you're very attracted to, that you're very in love with, and he said, I want you to pee on my face, I think that you would probably be like, let me try it. I know you think now you wouldn't,
Yeah.
but if you really like are into someone, you would try it.
You don't know unless you try it.
Mhm.
That's
Someone
my
asked me
whole
to
And then
pee.
you'll oddly be turned on, trust me.
I said no to someone that asked me to pee on them once. And
You did it?
Yeah, and we were like,
Where'd
3
you
sheets
pee?
to the wind. No, I was just like, I'm not. I was like, I
Oh.
can't. I'm too self-conscious. Like, I don't want
You were
anyone.
scared
I feel like I
I
wouldn't be
turned
able to
the
let
water
the
on.
pee come
You were
out.
gonna fart while you pee.
I would sooner fart on them because, like, even when I'm in the bathroom by myself weeing, I'll turn the tap on so no one can hear my pee, let alone be in the same
What?
room with my pee on them. Like, if I got a little drop on my finger, I would, like, cut my hand off.
No, see, I'll pee with the door open. I don't care about that. But
Oh,
like,
you gross bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
Everybody pees with the.
See,
I mean,
everybody
it is-
has
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Although we just turned hers into, like, she's gross open the door.
I know, I'm disgusting for having
Yeah.
the door open. I know.
Question. I'm
Yeah.
curious, like, do you do it on the bed?
Yeah, I have.
So you have to like wash everything, and like,
I-
what about if it seeps into the mattress?
So there's mattress protectors that are actually waterproof that actually feel like sheets. So you put a mattress protector on, then you just strip the bed, or you make sure the comforter's off, or you just pee on the edge of the bed, like on the corner of the bed, so it doesn't
Shit,
get
this is
too-
a lot of work.
If you're in a,
Yeah, you have to
can
like really think about
yeah,
this.
or you can get on the floor.
I hate
and,
cleaning
or
if
you
it
can get on the
dribbles off the
floor and
edge.
do it, or do it in the shower.
yeah.
But
Shower,
yeah,
I'm
I
okay
feel
with
like if I
shower.
was
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
going to do
This-
it, it would have to be in the
But
shower.
it's more.
It's already
sexy when
running
it's in
water.
the
It's
bed
gonna
when
go
you're already
straight up.
having sex, though.
Well, you could be having shower sex.
Yeah, you can. I don't like shower sex.
Oh, you don't?
I don't.
I
'cause
like it.
It washes away the lubricant and actually hurts for me.
I want everyone to be
'Cause
really
water's
clean.
not like,
Yeah.
It's not lube.
Yeah, I
It's
like
wet.
whenever people are clean.
No,
I
like,
need to make sure
yeah,
you like,
I would make my partners come in to have sex with me because then, I mean, this is a gross podcast. We are getting into some gross shit here.
Oh my god! Remember when I went and saw that guy and his ass was so hairy? It was like from
Oh,
like here to
right.
here.
Oh my
and back, and I was like,
Oh.
it was like a fucking fighting through a forest, and I was like, James, I can't ever.
he needs
Like,
to go get a Brazilian.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got that much hair,
It
though,
was
there's
so
dangleberries getting caught in
hairy.
there. Like, if you're
it was
wiping
so
and there's
hairy,
a
and I
little
almost saw him last night too. And I thought about it, and I was like, I can't. The
man
hair.
bush, like, on
It
the
was so. It was like from the
Oh,
crack all the
shit.
way. Like,
If you haven't already
yes.
turned off, I mean,
What?
I'm like vomiting in my own mouth right now. Oh.
I guess some.
Jeez,
guys
is there a
do.
lighter question on here? Hold
Your
on,
ass
let's
is
get back to.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
sorry.
How do I determine if the casual sex I'm having is becoming more of an intimacy thing? I really like the guy, even though we said we'd just keep it casual, but now I'm catching feelings. The thing is, I think he is too, but maybe we're both too shy or nervous to talk about it in case it pushes the other person away. What's the best way to approach this?
Have a
You-
conversation, communicate. Like, that's my biggest thing. And that's what I did with my guy. I'm like, look,
Mhm.
I'm developing feelings. How do you feel?
That's what you said.
Mhm. I caught him out. I'm like, look, I know where I am at in my life, and I'm not going to keep something straggling along
Yeah.
if it's not going to work,
No,
if it doesn't have the potential to.
isn't it? You feel like that was really hard for you to do?
It was scary, but I will say after you do it once, so much easier.
And how did you get yourself past like the anxiety of like? Because I know a lot of people listening to this are going to be like, that's like a very anxious situation. Is to like be like, I like you. Like, do you like me back? And like,
You have to
even
be
the
okay
feeling
with the
of being
rejection.
yeah.
You have to be okay with the rejection. And I will say, being a child actor, I am so grateful for that because it has taught me that rejection is completely okay. I don't
Oh,
care.
because you've been to like castings and stuff like
Right.
that.
And you're constantly being
Interesting.
told no.
Interesting.
For every yes that you get, there's probably
20 no's.
even more. I would say probably 100 to 200 no's,
Wow.
which is
So-
wild.
So how did how'd you get into Nickelodeon? Like, how did it end up happening?
So I've been acting since I was 7.
Okay.
Grew up in a small town in North Carolina, like middle of nowhere, one stoplight in our whole town. And I heard a radio ad. I was probably 4 at the time for a Disney commercial. And I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be on TV. I want to do that. Going to pre-K or whatever the babysitting thing was. And there was a kid and I was like, look, I'm going to be on TV. And the kid was like, no, you're not. You're never going to be anything. And I bit him. And I was like, I mean, that's wrong, but it
Mhm.
happened. And I just kept sticking with it of like, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I want to do. And finally, my mom was like, okay, fine, we'll try
Just
it.
gave in.
And that was like 3 years after the fact. And I tried it and
Loved
immediately started booking and loved it. So she got me an agent in North Carolina in Charlotte. I go out to Charlotte. I booked a Blue Cross and Blue Shield commercial and an episode of One Tree Hill. And then they sent me to an acting convention in Florida where it was in front of like a bunch of big heads and agents and managers from all over. So Atlanta,
were you
LA, New York.
nervous?
I was so nervous, but so excited.
Mhm.
And like, I still have the videos of like my auditions and whatnot that I was doing. And it's so funny looking back on it because I have like my sponge rolled curls and
Aw.
like itty bitty Maddie. It was so much fun. So I ended up getting signed with an agent and a manager in New York, went out there for the summer, booked a Broadway show, had to move
Nice.
out there. And then it kind of just spiraled from there. And then about 7 years later, I booked Game Shakers and we had 3 days to move out to California for it.
do you think you would go back to full-time acting, or are you kind of done with it? Because you're still so young. You could.
I'm still auditioning,
Mhm.
but there's so many different things that I'm doing right now. I mean, I'm doing music, I'm doing acting, and I'm doing Playboy.
Yeah.
I feel like if you are doing something in the entertainment field, there's so many other outlets that you're
Yeah.
constantly doing too, because you can be on a show 1 second and then the next second that rug is pulled out from underneath you. So you need to find something else.
Yeah.
And that's just how I use my time and how I find pleasure in every aspect. I just like being on camera and I like
Doing
being
the
bubbly
auditions and
doing
stuff
the
like-
auditions
Wow.
and putting my face out there. It's fun. For
Yeah,
me.
it's just who you are.
yeah.
It's just who you are. I don't like to do the auditions. I won't do them. I won't.
Really?
James knows. I will.
Oh, I hate
I will do-
rejection. Like, and I
I
forget
love
about
it.
that. Like, actors have so much rejection.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would just, I would be in bits. But like, that's because you
Fuels
really
her.
love it.
Yeah, you
It
like-
fuels me
yeah.
because I'm like, okay, I have
Yeah.
to be told to be. I have
No
to be
to
told
then-
no to get to a yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, move on to the
Yeah.
next. Okay, they had a different look in mind. Okay, next.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is so positive. Oh my
That
God.
is. That's actually
20-year-old
going to help.
goals. I'm like still trying to figure that out. Like, I need to just be okay
You
with
just gotta
getting
say,
no's to get to
okay.
yes.
Exactly. You've got to have a no to get to yes.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, people have a specific look in mind,
Mhm.
whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in an acting role or for music or whatever. Everyone has a predisposed
Okay.
look or idea in their mind. You can't change what they're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
okay, it's not me. It was just, I wasn't the right fit.
Mhm.
It is what it is. Move on
Yeah.
to the next. There's going to be something in your life that comes in
Yeah.
that is meant for you.
You'll be yummy to someone. Like,
Exactly.
there's always someone that's
And you're
gonna-
just really
yeah.
ambitious too. Like people who are ambitious, like you're just a go-getter. So that will.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. You're
Oh.
welcome.
Okay.
Did we answer that question?
Okay. I'm a 22-year-old male who has already had a vasectomy since I don't want kids. Recently, I hooked up with a girl, 21, and we decided to keep it casual and keep in touch. She told me she ran out of birth control and wanted to wait, so I let her know about my vasectomy and that we could just use a condom. She ghosted me for a while. We finally got back to me and said she needed to process what I told her before we hook up again. I'm confused. It's just casual. Does she not know what a vasectomy is? Is it weird for a 22-year-old to get one when they don't want kids? How should I proceed? That's an
I'm
interesting
so
one.
That is really
surprised.
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised they gave him a vasectomy at 22. Like I'm actually shocked.
I wonder how long he's had it for.
Yeah, but if he doesn't
And why
want-
would you
But if he
use a
doesn't want kids, then he
condom?
doesn't want
Yeah.
kids.
And they're reversible.
You don't need a condom.
Well, yeah. Why
Well,
would you need
I mean,
a condom?
STDs and stuff.
I
But
guess.
like,
Yeah. Why would he get a vasectomy at 22? That's crazy.
Well,
I mean,
because
I
young
guess
people
if you
have kids
know-
all the time accidentally,
do.
and then they're like, fuck, and their
They
whole
do.
life has changed.
and you could.
and if he
sometimes
knows from
reverse
the
it.
get go,
Yeah.
I definitely do not want kids, then yes, I get it. But
I actually think
for
it's quite
me,
smart.
it is smart,
Yeah.
but I think that needs to be a conversation, and it probably should have been said.
What has it got to do with her, though? Really?
I don't think it has.
I mean, she's
anything.
like, I needed to go away and process
Well, I
this.
guess-
You didn't give her a vasectomy. Like, what the fuck is she processing?
I guess-
We're
And if
gonna
it
have
was just casual,
sex.
then it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Well, I guess he's confused on why she would care if it's casual because she needs to process him having a vasectomy, which means that she wants kids with him. So he's confused on why she would even care about the vasectomy
Right.
if they have no plans to be in a
Good
relationship. Why are they
point.
not
Yeah.
fucking still?
Yeah.
So she maybe just is not into him anymore and is
Mm.
trying to find an excuse to get rid of him, and he
Yeah.
can't accept it. And she's like, "Fuck it, I need." You know what I mean? Or maybe she really thought the relationship was going somewhere, and she's
Mm.
like, "Fuck, I thought it was going to go somewhere, and
Yeah.
we can't have kids, and that's a must for me." So I can kind of
Yeah.
see like why he would be confused, but I could see why the person would.
she was only sleeping with him to trick him into giving her a child. And
Maybe
when she
that's
realized
it.
that wasn't
Maybe
going to
that's
happen.
it.
She was like, I need to go process this. But then she was like, oh, I missed that D. I'll go back for a second and then find someone else later. That's the story I'm telling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
Okay, so I hope that helped you. Not at all.
That helped. I don't know.
I feel like I am the queen of the shit right now. Say my name, say my name, yeah, say my name, say my name.
All About Madison. Ooh, I love segment 3. All About Madison. All about.
that's your next. That's your next.
That's the
hit.
next single.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
It's a hit.
We're registering.
Y'all heard it
tomorrow. I'm
first.
taking all the money.
I'll be the backup.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, that was
wanna come on tour?
nice. Oh, wow. Okay. You've got over 2 million followers on both IG and TikTok. That's a lot of people. This is not how I talk. Okay, so how does someone build a social media base like this? Is it primarily from your time on TV, or have you worked outside of that to grow your audience?
I would say it's a little of both.
How long was the Game Shakers go
4
for?
years.
4 years.
Oh,
That's
so
a
that's
good
a-
amount of time to be
yeah.
on TV.
Mhm.
Nickelodeon too. Those bitches die hard there.
Well,
Nickelodeon.
yeah. And like I gained so many followers so quickly from that. It was wild. Like I already had a good following on Instagram. I would say under 100K, but good for not doing anything. I mean, I was just an 11-year-old little girl living in New York at the time. So it was a good following for me.
Can I ask a question? How many are those of our grown men that are following you?
Actually, my numbers are actually pretty good. So it's
They're not-
18
it's
to 24 and
Okay.
it's 50-50 split.
Because I'm really curious on how many grown men have been follow like Disney, Nickelodeon people,
Oh,
like you know what I mean?
right.
Because you're like my fan base grew quick, but I wonder is it
I feel like
Age
a lot of
appropriate
it
for you or
was
not?
kids growing up with the show. Now,
Okay.
obviously, there's going to be people
yes
that
are sick. Yeah.
sick, and it's just it is what it is.
Oh.
And I learned that whenever I joined Playboy because a lot of the people were people that were like, "Oh, I love
I finally
you.
waited. Yeah, that's
I
sick.
waited. Why didn't you start this as soon as you turned 18?" Which is that's really weird.
Because
That's
Elsa started
really
really
weird.
young too. So
Yeah,
I guess
yeah,
that's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's your
18.
trigger.
Okay,
Yeah,
So you were a baby.
yeah, very young.
It's so odd to think about. I mean,
As an adult now, like
Mhm.
like
because you don't see an issue whenever you're in it.
yeah.
And then you gain some wisdom and you get a little older and you're
You're
like,
like,
oh, whoa, this is not how I took it way back when. And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was curious.
So on a lighter
Sick.
note, your music is taking off.
Oh yeah, sorry. Gee.
I do the worst segues
I just had to
ever.
ask that before I was like, because I'm really curious.
No,
on,
like, I get
No, it's a huge
what-
trigger thing.
and people
for you
don't
too.
and people don't really people aren't really paying attention to it, and I'm
No.
starting to really pay attention to it now, like kind of like just as I'm getting older and thinking about
Yeah.
having children, like what is really going on.
People don't
When-
talk about it either. I mean,
Mm-mm.
some people will, but it's not really
Not
a
talk. It's not.
conversation that's
it's,
had often.
it's in plain sight, so it's hard for people to see.
Mm.
So your pop music, your what is?
What was the question?
Yeah, sorry.
How did you get into music? Like, what was
Yeah.
that progression
Oh,
like?
okay.
Did you always know that you loved singing? You were on Broadway now.
Yeah, I was on
just learning,
Broadway.
so
I mean, it was a play. It was not a
Mhm.
musical.
Mhm.
But I've been doing music since I was 9. I played guitar, and that's kind of how it all started. And then at 9, I recorded a 6-song EP that I wrote about.
at 9.
at 9.
That's like a
You
Taylor
still-
Swift move.
It was so fun, and it was me talking about my life, like living in New York. and
Oh my
coming
god!
from
If
the
we had
South.
those songs,
Why
can
did-
we get them?
Yeah,
Or are they online?
No, they're not
Oh,
online.
damn.
Nothing is released, but I'll play it for you guys.
Okay,
But like
that's
maybe
so
I'll release
cute.
it later on.
I wanna-
You
It's really
should.
sweet, but like
You should on like
I
your
mean-
30th birthday, like put it up as like
put it up
What
as
was like
I
the
remember
most
when I was,
cringy
like-
lyric you ever wrote? Looking back at like 9 years
Good
old and being
question.
like I love my Barbie doll. Like I'm doing your
my songs
accent.
were actually really good.
Oh,
like,
come
I'm very proud
on!
of
There
myself
wasn't
for
one
them.
at 9 that you wrote that you're like, wow, I would not say that now.
like
No,
JoJo
like-
when at 15 she wrote
yeah, get out right
yeah,
now.
like what are you talking about? Get out right now.
And it would go, leave.
Leave.
Why? Like she's in the back and do that. She actually recorded one of my songs once, so we had a
Really?
big old laugh about that. She has the most amazing voice
Oh,
ever.
wow.
Yes, it never got released, but I have it, and I sing and listen to it because she's just like she can sing like Mariah Carey. Like she has a ridiculous voice. Wonder why she never. Oh, because she chooses bad songs. Sorry if you're listening, Joe. Not my song. My song was great.
I was great. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but
But what was your cringiest?
I don't think there really was.
She
a
loved
cringe
every
one.
single
I love
line.
them.
She's
I
so
listen to
into
them on my
herself.
like free time. I'll have my top down on my Bronco and like be blasting the music, and like
Cute.
looking over, like, what is that?
That is
Like,
so
I'm
cute.
happy. Like there was one talking about it was called Perfect Beauty, and it was talking about how you don't
Cute
have
name.
to fit into the society norms to
At
be
9?
perfect. Yeah.
Wow.
As you're beautiful
You're just an
and
old soul.
and
You're just an
I
old
think it's
soul.
honestly in the way that I was raised, and I'm very, very grateful.
And
for
your
that.
mom is awesome.
My mom's my best friend. I
Yes,
mean,
I
you
know,
my
I
mom.
met
She's
her.
also
And
my
you know
best
my
friend.
Yeah, I was gonna say she
Yeah,
might
I
be
like
my
her.
best friend.
Yeah, she's the best.
I
We're
love
all
my
going to
mom.
Miami, and she's gonna come. And
She is coming. She'll be the life of the party.
Yeah, I know, right?
She'll give
I
so
know,
much, like,
I know. She'll
fun.
throw up again. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't get her started. She doesn't drink often. That's the problem.
know,
We
I
don't
know, I know.
drink.
I
Like,
know it's hard.
we'll drink every once in a while, and it's like, I mean, we're lightweights. We'll have 2 drinks, and we're like shit faced.
I'm like that right now. We had some wine last night, me and Holly, and
Mhm.
I had 4 glasses. I woke up this morning. I was like, shit, I might be a little bit hungover.
It's crazy. I mean, if you're not doing it on a consistent basis,
Just either binge drink or don't.
Mhm.
I'm
'Cause you're
used
like,
to be-
I'm just kidding.
yeah. Well, no, I don't. I only drink to get drunk. You're not drinking for the taste of it.
No, I
you
don't
I
drink
don't
for
get
the
it.
taste.
I don't drink to get drunk.
What
I'm
are you
like,
doing?
drink
Then
it
have
for
a
the
Diet
taste?
Coke. It's more
No,
delicious.
I like drink to just feel like a little like tipsy, and
Or
I'm
just
good.
like if you,
Nah,
yeah, yeah.
moderation
Like
was never really my
it's liquid
thing.
I like to
courage for
get.
me.
I like to get drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
I like to get drunk.
I
And
want
if
to
people
remember
aren't
my
drinking as fast as
night.
me,
I'm like,
I'm wondering why. I'm being like, have another one. I need to have
I like
my
to get
next one.
James used to pick me up, and I would just
Really?
be drunk.
Oh, yeah.
you
it would
can
be the
get me
morning
drunk.
after.
I'd get drunk
Sick.
with you guys. That would be fun.
Let's get you drunk.
We are really fun.
Let's get you drunk.
I like end up dancing on a table. Get me tequila. I'll
Oh, wait,
dance
we
on a
can't get her
table.
drunk. She's not 21. What
We
are we
can go out of the
saying?
We're not going to
country.
do it on TV or on this podcast.
No, we'll go out of the country. It's fine. It's legal.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
we'll go
okay,
to Australia. 18 is the
Yeah,
legal
it's
drinking
perfect.
age.
Or we can go to London or the Bahamas
Yes.
or anything else.
Europe.
Well,
all
being
day.
20 has not stopped you from writing songs like I Like Your Dad.
Yes.
That was a better segue.
Yes,
Ooh.
it was.
That was a segue.
That is your new song, I Like Your Dad.
Yes.
It's about hot fathers. Do you secretly have a crush on someone's dad? If so, how old is too old?
Okay, so let me tell like the full story of this. I Like Your Dad was written as a complete joke.
Mhm.
Like no rhyme or reason other than my little brother Jesse, who's 10, is obsessed with Stacy's mom. Like to the point where he would play that song over and over and over again on a daily basis. And I got so tired of hearing that same song. And don't get me wrong, I love the song, but
it's
after
enough.
you listen to
Yeah.
it so many times, I'm
I
like, I
love
cannot
that song.
Me too.
And
I'm
Rachel
singing
Hunter
it right
in the music
now in my
video,
head.
she's so cute.
So cute.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Like, I'll make a version for Jesse. Oh, wait, there's not a girl version. I'll make a girl version, and this will just be for like my family and my close friends.
Mhm.
Not gonna release it. Go into the session, I make it, and I'm like, oh, actually, this is really fun. Like, maybe I'll put it out. Didn't think anything else about it. And then I started talking to this guy. I don't know if we were dating or we were talking, but there was a guy that was in my life. He's got a really hot dad. His dad's definitely a sex symbol in Hollywood and
How
everything.
old?
Who is it?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking-
He's hot.
He's
We'll
hot.
talk about it later.
Yeah,
he is hot.
I'll fill you in.
I
So-
might go on a date with him. If you're still seeing the guy, I'll ask the dad out. I'm just kidding.
I'm not seeing the kid anymore.
Okay.
So
the dad's good.
the dad
When you
is
see who
very
it
good.
is,
I would
yeah.
say probably
He's good looking.
58.
Yeah, sure.
So 58
Sure.
is still okay?
This guy, for this guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
For this
this
guy.
guy
Oh,
only.
for this
Wait
guy.
until you see who it is.
Yeah, you.
How is he that hot at 58?
He's pretty hot.
Oh, he's
Interesting.
real hot.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So you wrote it for him?
no, I didn't
Oh,
write it for
okay.
him. But I was dating this guy.
You seem turned
And
on at the moment.
the
Like, this
guy's
guy must be really
brother-
hot.
The guy's brother swore up and down that it was about the dad, and I'm like, no, it
No.
was not about your dad. Like this was written way before I even
And the
met
dad was
you.
probably
Are you guys still
hell
friends
yeah, it
now, or did this
was.
ruin your
No.
relationship?
So,
It did, didn't it?
that necessarily, I don't know if that had a factor in it, but
Really?
I had tickets to go see Taylor Swift in Vegas, and I was supposed to go with the guy
Humble
that I was
brag,
talking
Taylor
to.
Swift.
I love Taylor. I went 2 times. So I had tickets to go in Vegas. I was going to go with this guy, and then a lot of crap happened whenever I joined Playboy. Like he was not
Oh, you know what? I
supportive.
went out to dinner with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was just jealous and didn't want her to succeed.
It was it was an odd situation.
Mhm.
And I know for me, I'm so comfortable in myself. And I know that if I'm happy with something, then I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm fully committing to whatever I want for
Yeah.
my future. I want to leave a legacy. And for me to do that, I have to fully believe in
Yes.
myself, and I want to be comfortable in whatever I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, look, I'm doing this. And if you don't agree with it, I get it. I
And
understand
leave.
that you have different goals and priorities and morals. But for me, I am okay with this. And this is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it just did not go over well at all. The dad was very supportive.
I'm sure.
Yeah. But
I'm
everyone
sure
else
he
in the
was.
family
Oh,
was
yeah,
not.
right. He's subscriber number one.
They actually did subscribe.
Oh.
Yeah. And the mom was like stalking my page and like sending screenshots and calling me a sex worker.
Oh, I
Oh
remember
my
the mom.
God.
Wait,
let's show
like it was
James.
very
You don't
rude.
even do full nude,
Let's
right?
show James who it is. We won't show the.
Okay, yeah, we can show James.
Okay, so you can get my live reaction.
Yeah.
Ready?
Okay,
I probably won't even know who it is. Okay, hold on.
You will know who
Oh.
it is.
you will. You will.
Trust me.
Ooh, drum roll.
It's loading.
Oh, there's no reception here.
Yeah, there's no reception.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
Well, that
Well-
brings me right to my next question, actually. No
I want you to see
reception.
who
Bitch
I know, I want
Boy,
him to
which
see
is
it.
what we think of the Wi-Fi here. Bitch Boy is actually based on a real guy you dated.
Yes.
Oh, is this the guy we were just talking
No,
about?
different
Oh,
guy.
okay.
This was high school boyfriend.
Okay, how do you look out for a bitch boy, or how can you call out a bitch boy before he comes along? How do you know who it is?
If they start trying to like degrade you, control you, I know for me,
That is a bitch move.
it's such
Baby
a bitch move.
Yeah.
And for me, he was constantly trying to isolate me from my friends and loved ones. He said that my relationship with my mom was weird because we were so
No
close
way.
and I tell her everything.
Ugh, what is weird
Um,
about that?
I
you
wasn't
fucking
allowed to
sicko?
have any guy friends because he thought I would cheat. And there were just so many things that I do on a daily basis that he was just not happy with. He wasn't happy with the way that I dress. He wasn't happy with the way that
This
I'm
happens
an
a lot.
actress. And
Like guys, they get with girls that are too good for them, and they know it like subconsciously, so
Mm-hmm.
they have to bring them down because they're like, oh, if they realize how good they are, they're not going to be with me.
yeah.
But like, that's,
I think
It's
I
just
think
wild.
it's just they. I think they don't even realize they're doing it when they do it. Like because there's like it's sometimes it's so like they're so out like out with it. Like
I
why
think
are
also
you-
it's all in the way that they were raised. I feel like
if they're not close
this
with their
guy,
mom.
he was
they tend to-
16. There's no reason that he should have been acting like that unless he was seeing it at home.
Yes. Yes.
That's
secure
just-
guys are going to want a girl that looks amazing, that they're like, wow, I'm batting way out of my average for this girl. She's
Mhm.
way too good for me, and I love it, and I want other guys to look at her, and I want her to be fabulous, and how lucky am I to have her, and I'm not good enough for her. Like, that should be the goal. And that's
Yeah.
hard, by the way. You
Yeah.
could
It
be
is
a guy
hard.
that's less attractive. If you have that mentality, I'm really turned on by that.
How do you like decide what you're gonna write about, or do you just wake up in the middle of the night?
I
and
write from
you-
personal experience.
personal
So
experience.
every song is written from some aspect
Yeah.
or experience that I've had throughout my life. And this album is going to go through the stages of grief, but in the form of a breakup.
So it's
So,
like therapeutic for you.
It's therapeutic. I mean, this
Like
is my
somehow-
therapy.
yeah.
I can't do therapy in like a therapist
In a-
way.
yeah.
I can't do it.
That's good.
I've
That's
tried,
that you know
just
that.
does not work for me. So for me, this music and me going in for my writing sessions is how I process and deal with all of the trauma and how I process it. I think that's the best way to put it. So there's songs on this album that are sad from like whenever you just go through a breakup to the manic rage side, because we all have it. I mean, I've got crazy Maddie inside of me. She doesn't come out
I'm
often, but
sure.
she's there.
I could see it in your eyes. I could see it a little
I'm a
bit.
Scorpio though.
Yeah,
So I mean, it kind of makes
remember
sense.
that. I remember that because I remember you being a Scorpio. They sting. They
Yeah.
sting
This has
first.
been so fun. I feel like we
I
have the
love
best
this.
vibes together.
This is so fun.
Yay! Thank you so much for
Of
joining
course,
us.
thank you for having me.
Oh my god,
You know
I
I
learned
love
a lot.
chatting with y'all.
Yeah, exactly. We could do this. We will do this for the rest
we
of
will.
the day.
We're all friends, so we can just go to dinner.
Yay, we're going
Go
to dinner
shop at each
together.
other's houses,
Yeah.
go do dinner.
I actually might have a hibachi. Those hibachi people come to my place. I know I've been
Yeah.
saying it, but the
Ooh.
weather's
Let's do
finally
it.
nice.
Yes.
I just got to have a mosquito person come spray because it's getting bad. Because you got to do it outside, and
Yeah.
just
Just spray
Yeah.
'em.
So you and your mom can come.
Okay. And you're always welcome to my house too.
Oh, I
mean,
know, and you have
James,
your
know.
cute
Thank
little house,
you.
too.
Yeah, I'll make you do the cold plunge.
Okay. Oh,
Mhm.
yay!
Yep.
I'll do it.
Will you do the cold plunge?
Yeah,
He
I'll
will,
do
for
it for
sure, he
sure.
will.
Yeah, I
Okay.
need my
Will you?
face is so puffy.
Yeah.
I would love cold plunge. Yeah.
I know, it feels so good. I'm like, it
Yes.
hurts whenever you're doing it, but then you come out and you're like, oh my God, I feel like it
Yeah.
was just like reborn.
Mhm.
love
I used to do it
that.
actually a lot.
It's so nice. Like, people don't talk about the benefits as much as they should.
Mhm.
Like, it's definitely becoming more
For your
popular
muscles.
now,
Yeah.
but oh my gosh, it is amazing.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to plug before we say goodbye to everyone? You have your playboy.com/Madisyn Shipman.
Yep. And then new music coming out.
Yeah.
All of these singles are coming out within like the next few months, and then the album will come out in November, right in time
Good.
for my birthday. There's going to be 21 songs on the album in honor of my 21st birthday.
Cute.
Which is crazy,
That's
but
really cute.
I mean, that's how I wanted to do it. Go big or go home.
Thanks.
Fun. Bye, guys.
Bye.